a couple of them. But I am back, you guys, with a story time. And I promise you this will be good because it just happened like today, like hour ago. So it's fresh. It's fresh and it's some tea, sis. So dude asked me out on a date. Been knowing him through professional connections for a few years. He reaches out. We've, talked back and forth, living in different states, but talking very casually, just getting to know each other. He happened to be coming back into the state that I'm in and said, I'll be in town. I'm putting my house up for sale, etc. And I would love to take you out on Saturday. He picks the location, he tells me the time, and I'm like, okay, great. I put it on my calendar because I have to organize. I got a lot of shit going on, so I always put things on my calendar so that I stay organized and plan accordingly. Being, wanting to make a good impression and being respectful of his time, I leave my house on time. I get there with a few minutes to spare where I can park and I can walk and not be late. Red flag one, and we're gonna have a lot in this video, but red flag one. As I'm parking, right when I'm about to get out of the car, he texts me. I'm thinking the text is gonna say, I'm here, see you in a second. The text says, I set the reservation for 9:15, and I'll be there in a few. But help me understand, why is the reservation for 9:15 if you told me 9 o'clock? Now, mind you, he told me 9 o'clock a week ago. We talked this week and he never said a different time. We talked this morning, he never said a different time. So if you tell me 9 o'clock, 9 o'clock means 9 o'clock, not 9:15. So I'm already like, eyebrow is raised, but I'm like, let me give the brother some grace. I understand as a landlord how difficult or how challenging it is sometimes, especially when you live out of state and you come into state to manage your property. So I'm like, let me give the brother some grace. So I don't flip. I say, okay, I'll see you soon. He tells me, the reservation's under his name. I walk to the venue, use that time to wash my hands and stuff, so I can wash my hands before I eat, and I, get the seat. I sit outside, whatever. Order a ginger beer, relaxing. Weather's great. I'm not tripping because I'm thinking, okay, it's 9 or so now. 9:15 is like 10 minutes from now, no biggie. But something in my spirit was telling me, this dude ain't gonna be here at 9:15. If a brother texts you at 8:55 for a 9 o'clock date to say he's on his way, the likelihood of him being there at 9:15 the second time he tells you is probably really not true. So, I ain't young and dumb, right? So I'm like, okay. I had already made up in my mind at that point, if he didn't show up at that time, I was going to be leaving. Because at this point, it's not even about whether you're late or whether you're on time. It's about respect. It's about being reciprocal. It's also about effective communication. If something comes up in which you're running late and you are expected to be meeting with someone at a certain time, especially on a date, especially the first date, you need to communicate. You need to call, you need to text, or you just need to cancel the date. But either way, it requires some form of communication that had not happened. So I already made up in my mind, look, he ain't here at 9:15, I'm gone. So again, second guessing myself, which I shouldn't have done. It was 9:18, so I text him and I'm like, if you're not here at 9:30, I'm out. Because at that point, I've already given you an extra 30 minutes. We were supposed to meet at 9. That is what you've communicated over the last 7 days. So that's the time that I'm anticipating the date. I was like, if you're not here at 9:30, I'm leaving. Y'all not gonna believe this. This dude says, wow. What you mean, wow? I should be wowing you. You the motherfucker that's late. Excuse my language. I don't know if you can cuss on YouTube. So he says, wow. And then he's like, I'm on my way to you right now. But you shouldn't be on your way. Like, you're missing the point. The point is the date was at 9. Okay. So he sends the map. You know how people send you the map or whatever? He sends the map. And do y'all know what his ETA was? It says, brother's ETA was 9:40. It's taking everything in me not to jump up right now. Cause I'm like, who was he playing with? You thought that you was gonna set a 9 o'clock date with me and show up at 9:40 with absolutely no communication, no calling and say, hey, I'm severely late. This is why, or I'm gonna be severely late. We need to postpone or reschedule, or we need to cancel for tonight because I'm gonna be 40 minutes late. And this is also why I have no empathy. This same person is from this state, grew up in this state. So he has full acumen of driving directions and time to get from A to B. He knew when he told me 9:15 that he likely was not going to be there at 9:15. And you had no intentions on being on time either, because if you had any intentions on being on time, at 8:55 you wouldn't have been texting me telling me you just on the way for a 9 o'clock date. Then you move it to 9:15, and since I'm already there, I respect it, I give you grace. I didn't even, and this is the thing, when he pushed it back to 9:15, I didn't even go off. I said, okay, no problem, see you soon. And went on about my way, got the table, sat down, whatever. Didn't create any drama, no tension, no nothing. But what really floored me was the fact that he really was not going to show up until 9:40. And this is a professional man. This is a man who has an MBA. Again, we met in the professional circle. Now, I know this brother knows that I am not the type of woman that is going to sit for 40 minutes on a first date waiting for a man to show up who didn't even communicate he was going to be late in the first place. When I told him I was leaving, I said, all right. When he said he was on the way, I said, cool, but I'm leaving. He said something else. I said, have a good night. He said, can I meet you somewhere else? I said, have a good night. Do you really think I'm going to meet you somewhere else after you, essentially, as far as I'm concerned, that's being stood up. When you set a 9 o'clock date, but you really ain't going to get there at 9:40. And even when the brother knew he wasn't going to be there at 9:15, he never called to say anything. I texted him at 9:18 and say, if you don't come, if you're not going to be here by 9:30, I'm gone. That's when he sends the real ETA, and the real ETA is 9:40. That is disrespectful. It is immature. It's some fuckboy type of stuff. And I was like, I don't know who this brother is used to taking out on dates, but I hope no other women are tolerating this type of behavior. But if they are, he got a rude awakening today. Because Shay got up and left. I got up and left, brought my little behind back home, and I'm about to call it a night. But I wanted to share this story because not just to gossip and give y'all some tea, because you know good tea is good too, y'all. You know, y'all love story times. I know y'all do. But not even that. I just want to point out the fact that as women, we need to set the tone for how men are going to treat us. There should be a level of respect that we demand from men. And if a man is watching this video, let's just be clear. I love men. I love Black men. But I also expect to be treated a certain way. And I'm not even bashing him, but his behavior was absolutely unacceptable. So will he get another date with me? Absolutely not. Will I meet him anywhere else? Absolutely not. Will I even pick up the phone if he calls me? Nope. And he ain't gonna even better get through because he's finna be blocked. So, but that's just how I operate. I just feel like respect is so critical, particularly when you're trying to make a good impression, particularly when it's the first date. And this type of behavior it's not cool and won't be tolerated, at least not from me. So I just want to drop this on y'all. Like, I haven't had no situation like this happen. Like, I can't even remember the last time. Because the men I deal with don't do stuff like this. So I don't think he realized who he was dealing with. And that's okay. But he know now, right? So I hope you guys enjoyed this story time. I don't want to go to 10 minutes, so I'm going to end it here. Subscribe if you like what you heard. Subscribe if you want to hear more. If you have any questions, comments, how would you have reacted? Let me know in the comments what y'all would have done. Because sis got up and left. Nope. Bye, y'all.